With all the Briarspawn combos floating around, what class can meme it up the most? Turns out, Rogue can. Probably one of the more unexpected lists. The game plan for this deck is we are going to be using Naralex in combination with Sonya in order to essentially get infinite copies of Briarspawn Drakes. So as long as you have mana for it, you can slam down an entire board of them on a single turn. This means using Ysera as a way to get up to 15 mana, or using Scoundrel as a way to discount the Sonya down to 1 mana. Also worth mentioning, a Shadow Step on Naralex will actually make all the remaining Drakes in your hand cost 0 instead of 1, and thus allowing you to have an even easier time. Now for the rolling guide, first thing you're going to be watching out for here is going to be Mixologist, hopefully to get some AoE or just additional draw power. Then you're going to be looking for Harbinger in combination with Shadow Step or Web of Deception. This will allow you to establish a board early on so you can survive. Then you're going to be looking for removal tools or other draw power cards. Now with all that being said, let's look at some games. Okay, time for a game against DK. Let's see what they have in store for us. I know there's a few new DK lists floating around, or old DK lists now. Hand buff DK is something that people are playing around with. I know Blood is also something. Starship is also around, and Leech, of course, is still around too. There's a lot of different possibilities. Honestly, we had a better opening hand before the Mulligan, but it is what it is. That doesn't tell me if this is Menagerie. There's a lot of decks that were actually running that. I'm just going to use the coin to get rid of one of them. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Okay. That's Starship. Interesting. A big Starship could be a problem. It could also not be too bad, because it does essentially guarantee us a bunch of minions whenever it is destroyed, so who knows. Okay, there's Goal Charge. We could coin out the Xavius here. See what we can grab. You know, the one replay that I really wanted to get is a Briarspawn with Charge, but I didn't get that, sadly. We also probably really should cut one of the Briarspawns, thinking about it. Make it the deck a little less cloggy, maybe put in Ceaseless Expanse because we're drawing so many cards. Trying to think of like what other card would fit pretty well. Oh, well, you know, that could have been a lot worse. Though, could have actually just end the game with a Naralex into a Briarspawn next turn if they had grabbed that. So maybe that doesn't really matter too much. Okay, I'm going to bounce this back just so we can discover another card from our deck. This is definitely a deck where getting multiple Xavius off is actually pretty nice. This is probably the closest that we're going to get to ever having Xavius as like a win condition in a list. I guess Warlock also, you could... no, you don't have ways to bounce it back. Never mind. I still do want to make a deck centered around Dark Gift. I just don't know what class it would be. The few classes that I'm like, yeah, maybe this would work well. I don't think there's anything unique for me to explore there. And I also have like another really fun Warlock list in mind for this coming up week. So watch out for that. I don't know what the order of stuff is going to be. Maybe it'll be towards the end of the week. Or actually, maybe it'll be next week. Because normally I try to make sure we go through all the classes before we circle back. But there's usually one or two that don't make it before the, like a repeat one. There's a warrior deck that will be coming out after this that was actually recorded before this. But if everything goes well, then I'll have gotten some really good replays for this deck. Or footage, at least. Which would swap... Oh. Like, part of me wants to go for Amulet, but... Or, yeah, Amulet. Strides. But Passions, I think, is just, like... It prevents them from launching their Starship for a long period of time, right? Okay, Metal Detector. Just going to do as much face damage as humanly possible. But yeah, like, Warrior's coming out next. And then maybe the Warlock deck, or maybe the Mage list. I haven't really decided which one's which. I think actually we'll probably do the Warlock list just because, I don't know, I like the idea behind it. And it's a twist on like a popular deck right now. So if you were looking forward to me doing something with Agmeridan, hey, you're getting your wish. I finally figured out a list that I actually like with the card. Oh, 2 damage to everything. Don't mind if I do. And might as well draw a card, right? Oh. We could definitely have used preparation there, but and to dubious purchase, but I think this is just better. Okay, there's Handler. The question is, this is going to look bad, but like, we're just trying to cycle through the deck. That's all we're trying to do. Actually, we might have drawn a little bit too much, but that's fine too. Oh, we're gonna go with Guiding Figure. There's a reason for that. Actually, we just don't need more draw power is the main reason. Shieldfall Baron in theory would have been better, but like a 0 mana Guiding Figure for later isn't a bad idea. We're probably never going to play it because it does technically delay our combo turn, because then we have to actually use it. I also really shouldn't have used the coin there. Yeah, we probably should have saved the coin for later. So we are a little bit worried about another Dirty Rat, but hopefully we don't get that, right? Okay. I mean, that doesn't really do what I mean, it does destroy a minion, but I don't mind getting destroyed on your board instead of mine. Interesting. So that grabs 2 from there. Oh. We can use Dubious Purchase, draw a bunch of cards. There's a Ysera, and Manager, okay. And the other Briarspawn. In theory, having 2 Briarspawns isn't a bad idea, because then you could get multiple 0-cost versions in your hand with Sonya. But it doesn't come up as much as I would like. And here we actually will use the coin, because we are missing Sonya in hand right now. Okay, Ancient of Yore. Isn't really a minion on board, but close enough. Okay, we're missing Sonya, and we need them to place down a bunch of minions. It doesn't matter how wide we get our Drake. Oh, there's Sonya. Yeah, it doesn't matter how many minions we get on board if we can't do anything with them. Or, I mean, they can't attack, because it is a matchup where they're probably running Corpse Explosion, I'd assume. Okay. Oh! Yeah, Ceaseless isn't bad. Okay, so there is a play, and I don't want to do it right now, but I think this is what we have to do, right? It'll probably trick them into... Because I don't think we have enough mana for exactly the combo this turn. Actually, it doesn't matter. There's not enough minions on board for it to, like, win us the game. I don't think. It also depends on, like, if it would summon first. I'm not going to take the risk. Oh. That's interesting. I kind of want to use Amulet to force them to launch the Starship. And then it also doesn't give them a Vigilian armor. I was hoping that this would actually be able to attack, but it is what it is. It's on our side. Oh, actually, you know what? That could be bad. We were just talking about, like, that will delay our big push turn by a turn, but it's fine. Okay. Sure, that's fine. Okay, we can trade. There aren't enough minions for me to actually care, so we're just going to launch this and hopefully look for a little bit of draw power and then maybe a freeze. We could flood the board a little bit to forcing them to launch it, or we could just pass the turn. Actually, let's just pass. Okay. Launch that Starship. We also do have another Shadow Step in the deck. Okay, so they're gonna do Exodar. Get all the pieces in hand. Actually, please flood the board with a bunch of pieces. That's what we actually kind of want to see. Okay. I mean, we're gaining a bit of armor, which is good. If we top deck into the Shadow Step, we're actually in a really good position. It's like a 1 in 3, right? Oh, perfect. Okay. We use Ceaseless. That destroys everything. We go Mixologist. See what we can grab here. Oh, perfect. I just was looking for a little bit of AoE. A little bit of armor isn't bad either. Then we, as long as we don't screw this up. Okay, that's kind of ironic. We bounce this back. Actually, could we? No, I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to let them slam down a bunch of Starship pieces. Okay, guiding figure. Good, good. Yes, keep doing that. Yes, guide yourself into losing the game. Yes, keep extending just a little bit more. Come on. Yeah, that's kind of funny. And then it sucks 1 HP away, which is actually kind of good for us. Because that means it's at 3 HP. We can just pop that. And let's herald in our win. Let's spawn our way to victory by dancing around a bit. Guess we're teaching these dragons to dance. Then we can just keep on going. Keep on going. We need a coin. Get rid of the biggest minion. And coin into the final one. And behold! It's quite a fiery end for our opponent. At least I hope. I didn't miscalculate. Please tell me I have the right. Okay. Okay, time for a game against Paladin. Let's see what we have in store for us. I know the Ursel Tree Paladin list is floating around, but I think recently people have started to come up with a new list called Drunk Paladin, which is kind of interesting, using she shanty and stuff. You'd think, given the fact that I started as a pirate VTuber, we would do something with that card. I tried in the past to do something with the card, but there's never been enough support. But I guess now there's enough. So I don't know. Maybe that's the idea that we can try out in the nearby future. Just gonna pass it. I know we could have used Nightmare Field, but I like giving a dark gift to a minion. Ooh. Okay, well. Oh, manager. Yeah, let's just hero power pop one of the Divine Shields. Hopefully they don't have the drink that gives stuff Divine Shield. Okay, there's Reinforce. Mixologist would be a really nice top deck right about now. Okay, a second O manager isn't that, but at least we get another coin. We could actually wipe out a lot more of the board, but I think this is just the safer option for now. Of course, give the Divine Shield to the minion that increases HP for every spell you cast. You know, that is a card that I was not missing in Standard when it rotated. It's just such a good one-drop, and there's just so many ways to buff it up while it's in your hand or on the board now that it's made it a lot better than what it used to be. Okay. Oh, Sonya might be funny. I shouldn't say might be funny. It is actually funny. I'm going to wait for a turn. Let's see what we top deck. But we slammed down Sonya. Yeah, Sonya. Linessa. Sorry.
Reporting for duty.
That is actually what we were looking for, to be fair. Okay, so we coin or double coin, and then this double cast on this, which gives us 2 coins while also destroying it, which is good. And then we can use the 2 coins that we have in hand to get 2 more coins. Use Mixologist here. You know what? We could have actually probably gotten an OTK here. Go for the AoE just because it's safer. And then we can bounce this back. Sadly, it's not going to bounce them both back, but it's fine. AoE everything. And we could go for the other coin, but I'm just going to leave this for now. We'll do it again next turn if we really have to. I guess that deck would be running Flash of Light, actually. It's just another holy spell for the 8/8s. Okay, Reinforcement. Holy Glow Stick's not going to do what it needs to do because it'll revive at full HP. There's the Divine Bruise. Oh, and prep. Okay, draw a card. Armor. Might as well increase our survivability. Sure, right? Get another 1-cost card. That should be Linessa guaranteed, and we can draw a card. Actually, draw 2 cards. Too bad she doesn't stack with herself. Okay, bounce this again. Why not, right? Might as well do this, right? Keep gaining all the armor that we need in the world. Not a bad deck. Not a bad chirp. Nightmare Fuel was definitely a bit of a nightmare fuel. Oh boy. The better play would have been using Web of Deceit here, but like I need to draw. Oh, we drew 6 actually. And there's the she shanties. Okay, they're getting rid of one of the mixologists. That's fine. Web Weaver being destroyed kind of sucks, but it's still okay. We'll bounce back the mixologist again because maybe we'll get something good. Oh, right. It's going to summon 2 ads instead of 1. Okay. We can trade this way. We'll destroy all the minions. Also destroys our minions, but that's okay. Yeah, I just need to not burn a card. Okay. Okay, so we have actually the full combo in hand. We just need to wait. Blessing of the Dragon. She Shanty number 2. Okay, Grifted would have been cool, but no, that's fine. Okay, Nightmare Lord. Let's finish this nightmare of theirs. It's Ysera, right? Bigger Ysera wouldn't be bad. We could actually go for the other Briarspawn. I kind of want to go for the other Briarspawn. We should be fine. We have a bajillion armor. Trying to think of exactly how I want to do it. Let's just slam down the weapon. Hopefully they trade both minions and then we just go full combo. Well, not even full combo, just partial combo. Perfect. Wait. I think perfect. Okay, let's just do the combo. We're not going to worry about the Sonya plays. This should be game. Oh, we're actually off by a little bit. Okay. Never mind. Alright, now that we're through the games, let's discuss my final thoughts of the deck. So, how did this deck end up performing? Well, you know, it is incredibly difficult to actually play. To get the full combo off, it does take a lot of planning and a lot of survivability until you get to that late game state, which is actually not something that Rogue can easily do, making this deck probably not the best deck in the world. However, if you are a better player than me, you probably will be able to pull off the combo a lot more often than I was able to. I ended up screwing up a lot just because of board space, where I was miscalculating how much I had and how many drinks I could actually have on the board. And most of those games that I did that with, if I had just played correctly, I would have probably won the game that turn. Overall, if you're looking for a real fun deck to use Naralex and Briarspawn Drake before it inevitably gets nerfed, try this one out. But if you're looking for some wins, maybe skip out on this. Now, like always, if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, bye-bye.